Chapter 8. Refreshing Honesty.
Author's note. Hello, friends! Things have finally calmed down a bit here at Fort Parsons, and I am so excited to share with you all another new chapter. One thing I would like to talk about, though, inappropriate place, semicolon, many people have been calling me a misogynist. That means woman hater. Friends, I do not hate women. I am a woman. Now, what is it I have done to have people calling me this? Well, apparently, it is saying that women are loving and nurturing and good. Right. How hateful. I'm just a big old mean bigot, huh? Wait, wrong? That is not a bigoted thing to say at all.
Well, no, it is not hateful to say that women are loving and nurturing and good. It is, however, kind of hateful to say that the women must stay in the kitchen and that having careers is wrong.
Grace Ann, make me a sandwich. That's clearly what you think you were born to do.
No. She was born to make me a sandwich, obviously.
Oh, right. And I should be making you a sandwich instead of doing these recordings, huh, Senpai? Now, it is certainly true that what is written in the Bible about women was used as an excuse to actually be hateful to women. And that is terrible. And there are some people out there who think all women are stupid or less than men. Friends, this is not what I believe at all. I believe that women have special gifts that are no less than men. In fact, I think that, really inappropriately placed semicolon, if womanly virtues were respected more, really inappropriately placed semicolon, the world would be a much better place to live. And any of those so-called Christians who hate women and think women are stupid and worth less than men and that God doesn't respect us, really inappropriately placed semicolon, well, they will all get a very serious talking to from a certain housewife. Semicolon, close parentheses. That semicolon there is the most grammatically correct semicolon in this story. As part of a winky face. Now, really inappropriately placed semicolon. I don't know why the semicolons are bothering me so much today. Does that sound misogynistic to you? Also, I'm slipping more and more into a southern accent as I read her.
Well, it makes sense.
Maybe I should just try a southern accent for the rest of her author's notes.
Why do I hear voices in the background?
Oh, there are people walking around underneath my window.
Ah.
Sorry about that.
Anyway, Harry Potter
I'll
walked
go close my
nervously
window.
over to the table of Mr. Snape.
I'm gonna close my window really quick.
The other little ones wearing red and yellow hats did the same. Mr. Snape silently stood up. And he motioned with his head for the boys and
There,
girls
that
to
should be a
follow
little
him.
quieter. It's Saturday and the football game's going on, so there's a bit of traffic.
And they sauntered out of the great hall. He led them into a small classroom with a few desks on it. He silently motioned for the little ones to sit down at the desks. They did. He stood up at the blackboard in front of them. Welcome to Hogwarts, School of Prayer and Miracles, greeted the older but still handsome in a dignified, rugged way amicably. I think there was a subject missing in that sentence.
Yes, the older but still handsome in a dignified, rugged way amicably.
The little ones all sat in respectful attention. So, you have all chosen the Gryffindor hat, Mr. Snape queried, and he raised his eyebrows.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna be such a long chapter, like all of it is Snape's dialogue.
Yes, Mr. Snape, chorused all the students together. Well, Mr. Snape said, and he drew his tall, strapping form up to his full, impressive length. I would like to say that your choosing will make you happy, or that your lives will be easy. Really inappropriately placed semicolon, but I will not lie. There are dark forces in the world. Really inappropriately placed semicolon. Yeah, I have to actually say them out loud for Snape because I'm already taking long, awkward pauses in his dialogue anyway.
Go ahead. Go ahead. That should be a comma there.
And they do not like Christians. And when I say Christians, really inappropriately placed semicolon, I mean Gryffindor hats. They love the Hufflepuff hats. Really inappropriately placed semicolon, because the Hufflepuff's hats believe everything these people say and slap the label Christian onto that philosophy. And so yeah, I'm almost starting to laugh myself at how long this is taking. And so the Hufflepuff hats make it easier. The Ravenclaw hats these people claim to not like. But then they pretend that the Ravenclaw hat's extremism applies to all Christians. So the Ravenclaw hats help them.
And
yeah, what are the beliefs of the Ravenclaws anyway? Oh, I forgot to say to enunciate the semicolons. Yeah, that took long enough to get through.
Just keep going from there.
Harry frowned confusedly after the Reverend's acceptance of all the hats. He wondered why Mr. Snape was addressing things so directly. He found Mr. Snape's honesty refreshing. But he also wondered, was the honesty also combined with the hate for all others that he had seen in Draco's hat? He thought the other hats were wrong, but he did not want Mr. Snape to hate them for being wrong. He wanted to help them. And then, of course, is the Slytherin hats. The Slytherin hats will tell you we are all on the same side because they agree with the Gryffindor hats on some things. But do not be fooled. Their leader is working with Voldemort. A shocked, horrified gasp echoed through the classroom. Harry slapped his hands over his mouth in an attempt to contain his horror. But he was still shocked. His new friend not only worshipped a goddess, but he was also now in cahoots with Voldemort.
Pope Francis, how could you? How could you work with Voldemort?
The little ones all gasped again. This time they were even more horrified.
This time in comparison to what?
I don't know, in comparison to 2 seconds ago.
A shocked, horrified gasp echoed through the classroom. Harry slapped his hands over his mouth. The little ones all gasped again. This time they were even more horrified. So they were even more horrified by Harry clapping his hands over his mouth than they were by the mention of Voldemort. That's how it's reading.
So it would seem. From the back of the room, a clean-cut, respectably dressed young man raised his hand. But what about the Constitution? Dean Thomas questioned articulately. Doesn't he care about the First Amendment? Well, probably not, considering how he doesn't live in America. Mr. Snape shook his head sadly. I'm afraid not. And Voldemort is working through him and using them all. Before long,
Oh, a really inappropriately placed colon.
colon, all our freedoms will be gone. You know, considering how much this author loves exclamation points, I'm almost surprised that there isn't one there.
Well, it's Snape. He's very calm.
True. Dean Thomas raised his hand again and queried coherently, "But why does Voldemort hate Christians so much?" "No one knows," Mr. Snape responded tentatively. "However, he is on the move. Inappropriately placed semicolon. And he is gaining power. Inappropriately placed semicolon. And we Gryffindor hats may be the only ones capable of stopping him." Harry was nervous, but he clenched his fist determinedly. He was scared, but he was ready to face this evil.
Author's note. Blessings.
Die in a fire.